lot of people always wonder sometimes, how do other individuals get this out of life and get that out of life? We all have the same 24 hours. It's because they're so it might take you months to do something that it might take one person only a month to do, but it's because please, can we not repeat 2024? I'm advocating for us to make 2025 our best year yet. I'm advocating for us to literally change and become a whole new person. But the only way you can do that is if you literally change your habits. You change the things that you do, so it changes the life that you live. So in this video, I'm going to give you 6 habits you need to start doing to make 2025 your best year yet. The first one is so imperative because I honestly feel like if you do not learn this, after 2025, you're literally going to go broke. After 2025, you're literally not going to be able to find a job. And this one is learning a high value skill. I cannot push this enough to learn in 2025 because if you do not understand what is going on with these robots, what is going on with our economy, you are going to feel it financially. Pay attention. The reason why these dock workers were going on strike, yes, they wanted to be paid more, but it's also because they were going and saying, no, do not allow these robots to take over. There's hundreds of people sometimes at a time working on docks. Now they have some docks that are on the West Coast that only need about 1 to 2 people. Going from hundreds of people having to pick up machines and do this and do that to only needing 1 to 2 people to just supervise what the robots are doing. I've worked at jobs before that went from having multiple people on the store floor to literally only having 1 to 2 people because now everything is automated with the cashiers. Next is going to hit the warehouse workers. Essentially, any job that can be easily replicable, any job that a robot can do is going to be essentially gone. The only people who are going to make money are the individuals who have skills that are valuable. So the best thing, one of the first things I recommend to do is learn a high value skill. Even go on ChatGPT and search up what are some high value skills that I can learn that will be beneficial in the next upcoming years. The individuals that were like, oh, I don't want to go to school and I don't want to learn nothing. You don't have to necessarily go to traditional school, but you have to figure out how are you going to gain this knowledge, because those are going to be the people that's not going to have jobs. The jobs that a lot of people have that have a low education, that come from certain kind of neighborhoods that weren't really able to gain much knowledge, right? Usually the lower kind of paying jobs, they're all going to be gone. So where are those people going to work? They're not going to have anywhere to work. They're not really going to have much money because they did not learn how to do something valuable. And so that's the first thing I definitely recommend everyone to do. Learn a valuable skill you can learn in 2025, because I promise you, in my opinion, after 2025, we're going to get so used to seeing robots that it's going to be a thing of just normality. Like I've even seen robot little janitors, like literally just cleaning up certain places in a grocery store. They have robots that literally go out and mop the floor. Like, listen, I cannot push this one enough. You have to learn a high value skill, and in my opinion, after 2025, you're going to go broke. The next one is give everything you start a 90-day probation. This one is very imperative because as the new year comes, a lot of people have goals and things that they want to do, but what you mess up is that you start these things too hard, too fast. See, the thing I want you to understand is we are trying to turn these things into habits. We are trying to change this into our identity. Habits are things that you do without thinking about them. If you still have to force yourself to go to the gym, if you still have to remind yourself to post on social media, it is not a habit yet. But the thing is, you force yourself to post on social media 6 times a week. You force yourself to go to the gym 5 times a week. And it works usually for the first week, sometimes the second or even third week. But by February, most people literally quit all of their New Year's goals. And to make sure that you're not a quitter, we're going to break it down into 30-day periods. For the first 30 days, you're just going to have a basic doing, right? So if we're going to use the example of the gym analogy, eventually you do want to be the person that goes possibly 4 or 5 times a week. Eventually you do want to be the person that uses all the weights and all this other thing. But for the first 4 weeks, the first month, I want you to just start going to the gym 2 times a week. I don't even want you, and possibly, maybe we could even say 3, right? Let's say you go Monday, Wednesday, Friday. But I don't want you to say, when I go to the gym, I'm going to use this machine. Or when I go to the gym, I'm going to use that machine. No, go to the gym for about 25 to 30 minutes or so, right? You can use the treadmill. If you want to pick up some weights, you can use the Stairmaster. The idea behind it is first, you're just going to get yourself into just going to the gym. You're going to get yourself to getting into a habit of saying, oh, wait, it's 9 a.m. Oh, wait, it's this time we go to the gym. Then for the next 30 days, right? So now we're on month 2, which is the days of the 60, I want you to figure out a specific workout that you are going to do. So for example, on Monday, I'm going to target my arms. On Wednesday, I'm going to target my legs. On Friday, I'm going to target my back. The whole idea behind it is first and foremost to figure out what workouts you like to do and what workouts you don't want to do. But essentially, you're not going to tell yourself, well, I have to use this machine and that machine and that machine. And honestly, I recommend to do the machines with literally like 5 pounds. Don't do them with a lot of weight. See, what this is going to do is it's going to start your body getting used to actually doing specific things. It's going to get you in the mindset of Monday is leg day, Wednesday is arm day, so-and-so is whatever day. Then for the last 90 days, which is the last month, that is when you are going to get specific. These are the 4 to 5 workouts that I do when I'm at the gym. And then that's when you start putting on the weights. The days before that, I should say the weeks before that, you're getting a basic understanding of how to do the stretches, how to do the exercise you want to do before you put on weights. The month before that, you're getting just a basic understanding of going to the gym. This is so imperative because if you say you are serious about doing certain things, there should be no reason why it's hard to do a 90-day probation period. Now, let me rephrase that. It's going to be a little hard, but there's going to be no reason why you shouldn't do it. If you say you want 2025 to be your best year yet, you have to make it into your identity. If you're one of those people that's worried about only looking good for a vacation or only trying to get this business so you can post on social media, yeah, it's going to be hard for you. You're going to be so hard that you can't go full-fledged out the gate. But for those people that want to make this a year-long thing, they're okay with using the first 3 months to essentially get themselves used to it. So for the rest of the months, they don't have to force themselves to go to the gym. They don't have to force themselves to post on social media because their body is already used to it. The next one is repetition over knowledge. Now, this one is very imperative. I know earlier in the video, I did say as far as learning a high value skill, which is very imperative, right? Gaining more knowledge. But I think even with knowledge, you have to do repetition. See, what messes up a lot of individuals is you will read a book about something. Oh, that book was really good. That book was really informative. And let me read another book. Oh, that book was really good. That book was really informative. Let me read another book. A podcast. Oh, that podcast is really good. Really, really informative. And let me do another one. What you need to start doing is repetition because it's but so much that your brain can hold and it's but so much that your brain can understand only after first digesting something once. So if you feel like something was informative, if you feel like something was good, in my opinion, it is better to read a book 2 to 3 times than to read sometimes 2 to 3 books. Because if that thing is really as beneficial as you say it is, the first time, it's like watching a movie. The first time you watch a movie, oh, I like this movie, or this movie was good. The second time, oh, I didn't notice this, I didn't notice that. The third time, you really know the movie. And so with anything that you do in 2025, if it's something that you enjoy, if it's something that you just want to get a better understanding of, I definitely recommend repetition over knowledge. It's but so much that your brain can really understand. So of course you remember little tidbits here and there, but if you keep digesting something over and over again, it's going to be ingrained in your brain and it's going to be easier for you to do that thing and remember that thing. So it is good, like I said earlier, to gain more knowledge in this new year, but with the knowledge that you're gaining, I would say focus more on repetition. Once you know how to do something, become great at that thing. Do not start something else until you really become good at something. And then you're like, I'm really good at this. I mastered this. Now let me go to something else. The next one is at least once a month experiencing something new. I think a lot of people don't understand what's really holding them back is the simple fact that you are who you are. And the reason why I say this is because you become a different person from having different experiences because it gives you different realities. And that's one thing I definitely recommend a lot of people to do. Like once a month, do something outside of your normality. Like I know you did save that restaurant you wanted to go to with your friends on TikTok because they got $2 drinks or whatever the case may be during happy hour. But isn't that the kind of place that you normally go to? Isn't that the kind of thing that you normally do? And I'm not saying that you shouldn't have experiences like that, things you do want to do. But I think once a month, try to experience something that is out of your ballpark. Maybe you're the girl that always goes to the gym. You're like, I'm gonna start going to the gym, this and that. Maybe you book a Pilates class. Maybe you book a bar class. Maybe instead of going to that specific restaurant, you go to a restaurant on another side of town that you usually don't go to. The idea behind it is I want you to understand you are a product of your environment. And if you want to change the product, which is you need to change your environment. You literally need to experience something else so your brain understands there's more out there. The reason why a lot of people struggle and they're always like, oh my gosh, I want to have another life and I want to experience different things. And what people always tell you, well, just imagine the life you will have if you got your body together. Well, just imagine the life you had if you start that business. Think about it like this. That's like your man telling you, oh, imagine how it would be if I treated you good. Imagine how it would be if I was really there for you. You wouldn't want to imagine that. You want to experience that. So that's the same thing I want you to do. You need to start experiencing these things because the experience is really what's going to change something. The experience is really what you're going to remember. It's one thing for someone to tell you about something, but it's another thing for you to experience yourself. And so that's honestly, a very important thing I would say that I would recommend once a month in your schedule, scheduling something that you normally wouldn't do, something you possibly seen online, it possibly isn't in your wheelhouse, your ballpark. And you may or may not like it. It's not saying that you have to love this thing, but the whole idea is that your brain is literally changing because you're experiencing something new. You literally are creating a new reality for yourself. So now you can't even say certain things to yourself no more, like we can't do this, we can't do that, because your brain is literally going to be like, but we did do it. We did. The next one is practicing focused time blocks. Kind of going back to the repetition thing, but another thing that a lot of individuals don't understand is the reason why it's so hard for you to honestly grow in certain areas is because you are constantly distracted. It is very hard for your brain to pay attention to multiple things at once, and it's very hard for your brain to retain things if you are constantly distracting it. And so some people think, oh yeah, I can, read this book and then, I can check my phone real quick and go back to the book. Your brain literally won't remember a page or two that you just read because you just distracted it. Some people think, oh yeah, I can listen to this podcast telling me how to start this business and I'm also going to cook. Your brain is not going to remember everything that was said because your brain is trying to focus on not burning this food. So essentially, one thing I want you to start doing is having focused time blocks within your day, especially when you're trying to learn something new and gain knowledge in something. Be focused on doing that thing because that is going to help you so much more. It's honestly better for you to read a book for an hour straight than to read a book for 2 hours and check your phone every so often. Like a lot of people always wonder sometimes, how do other individuals get this out of life and get that out of life? We all have the same 24 hours. It's because they're focused on their 24 hours. So it might take you months to do something that it might take one person only a month to do, but it's because during those times throughout the day that you're checking your phone, you're watching TV, you're getting distracted, they're focused, so their brain is literally remembering more. Going back to what I said, repetition over knowledge. Their brain is repeatedly understanding, focus. It's not bouncing around. It's not trying to retain a whole bunch of stuff. So I recommend that have focused time periods when you're trying to learn something new or do something new that you allocate throughout your day. Your phone is on D&D. You're not having people around you distract you. You're just allowing yourself to focus on the intent of what you are doing. And the final one is having a morning and after work or after school routine. I think this one is imperative as well because your morning structures your day. And I've learned this especially this year. And if you pay attention to it, you will see how your morning goes usually dictates how the rest of your day goes. But another problem that a lot of people have is after you have a long day at work or a long day at school, you waste a lot of time decompressing, I would say, once you get home, because it's just this thing of, oh, I'm finally here. And then sometimes you sit down and you watch TV or you on your phone, and before you look up, you're like, I have to eat, then I have to shower, then I have to sleep. And it becomes this thing of just feeling like a rotation of just work. Like a lot of people's life, I think, feels like just work because you spend so much time in that decompressing time. By the time your brain wakes up and it's like, okay, what we're going to do is go to sleep. So I recommend after you come home from work, after you come home from school, having a routine. It doesn't have to be extensive though. It doesn't have to be, and then we read and then we do the skincare and then we do this and then we do that. But it's something to make sure your day has structure. I think a lot of people don't notice that their life isn't structured the way they want it to be because they literally have no structure to it at all. So even if it is this thing of, okay, as soon as I get home from work, I'm going to start cooking dinner. Or as soon as I get home from work, I'm going to pull out my clothes for work tomorrow, or as soon as I come from work, I'm gonna organize my shoes to go to the gym in the morning. There's this thing that your body gets in the routine of doing things that, i.e., get you closer to your goal. But it doesn't even have to be a 5-step, 10-step routine. It could just be 2 things that you do every single day when you come home from work or you come home from school, and 2 things that you do in the morning to help structure your day so you feel like this is my day. You don't feel like it was controlled by anybody else. You don't feel like, oh, you just woke up and then now it's like, oh, now I'm going to work, and then your boss had an attitude that morning. So when you got into work, it made you had an attitude for the rest of the day. No, give yourself the ability to construct your day and give yourself the ability to also construct your night. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And also comment below if any of these habits you are going to be using yourself, because I definitely would like to know that. But thank y'all and have a great one.